Okay, so for Delta Halo, I'm going to show you how to do the ghost launch over the canyon. First thing, on this hill, as long as you're not jumping or meleeing, you should get a checkpoint there. So, once you get to the bottom of this hill with all the slides and stuff, once you get to about here, just stop meleeing, stop jumping, and you should get a checkpoint. Right where I just got one here. The only exception to this is if you get a certain turret spawn. I think there's one that's like here, where the grunt will see you early and engage with you, start shooting at you. You can't get this checkpoint. So unfortunately for the full game, this checkpoint is not 100%, but it is very often. I'd say like 80% of the time. So obviously you want to come down here and grab the ghost. Assuming you don't shoot through grenades or get alerted by any enemies, you should just have a clear line to the ghost. There'll be no jackals, no elite. On a rare occasion, the elite is down at the bottom of the ramp, so I'm going to show you what to do if he is there. So the elite will attempt to get into the ghost, assuming he comes down the ramp. So you just want to rocket him, basically. Yeah, and you can just do a slide jump off the ramp there to get to the ghost. So I'm mainly focusing on the actual launches themselves now. So if you shoot this corner, you can destroy the first ghost here. That means the elite can't get the ghost and follow you. If you want to take your time with the setup here,
watch out, Chief. Wraiths on the far side.
I recommend doing that. If you're fast, you definitely do not need to kill the ghost. You can easily do the launch without killing it, so you can just get in the first ghost. Like so.
Watch out, Chief.
But if you're a bit slow, see, he gets in the ghost. He'll follow you. If I'm setting up the launch here, he can boost into me and splatter me. So, if you want to take your time setting this up, I'd recommend firing a rocket onto that corner to destroy the ghost, and just get in the second ghost. You can park here, and then wait for the Wraith to stop looking at me. So he shouldn't be able to see me here, so he will de-aggro eventually. He often drives all the way over there. Once he can't get an angle on you, he gives up. At this point you can get a checkpoint. I'm not sure whether I will. If I don't, I'm going to show you how to do this side launch anyway. So, there's three launches. There's the right side launch, which is launching from here. There's the waterfall launch, which launches from the center, goes straight into the waterfall. And there's the left side launch, which is from here. So left side launch is the slowest, but the easiest. Waterfall launch is the fastest, but the hardest. Right side launch is medium for both. So I think both the left side and the right side are easy enough and consistent enough to do in full game. Waterfall launch is really hard, and there's no real good consistent setups on this version, so I'd recommend avoiding that for full game. So the first launch, left side launch, is really easy. If you park your ghost where I'm parked here, you can just use this as a lineup. So if I'm looking straight ahead, that's where it looks. If I'm looking down a bit, that's where it looks. So my wing is just sort of this is obviously wing shape. My wing is just off the edge of that. I'm sort of aiming straight on. So this is the easiest way to do this, is to literally just stand alongside the ghost or behind the ghost. Have the center of your reticle aimed at the top of this hill. Throw the grenade, get in the ghost, hold boost. You should make it across nice and easily. Obviously different people have different lineups. This is just mine. It is very consistent. I'll attempt to do it again right here. Without pausing for the Wraith to stop.
Watch out, Chief.
So
Wraiths on the far side.
Aim at the top, get in the ghost immediately boost, and you should make it across. You don't need to hold the jump button to raise the nose for this. You literally just boost. It's very simple. So I'll attempt to show you the right side launch now. So I park with the front of my ghost in line with this, right where the grassy area meets sort of the stone grey area. This guy's gonna chase me now. I'm just bully him out the way. Get the Wraith to de-aggro by sitting in this spot. You can do this in your full game if you want. Another strat here, if you're having issues with the Wraith, he dies to 2 rockets. So it should just get out and fire 2 rockets at him. You can lock on, it doesn't cost you too much time, and look, he's dead. Easy as that. So yeah, I line the front of my ghost up right where the grass meets the stone. I get out, I don't move at all, maybe move a little bit close to the ghost. Jump, you want to be aiming down, not fully down just in front of the ghost. You want to aim like somewhere around here. At the peak of your jump, that's when you want to throw the grenade. Like that. So you see where that grenade lands, that's good. I've damaged my ghost now, so this may not work. I have an excuse. But yeah, I throw the grenade, get back in the ghost. Yeah, that is literally due to damaged ghost. If your ghost does get damaged, the explosion, well, the ghost will explode as the piece of bodywork comes off, damaging the ghost.
Watch out, Chief. Wraiths on the far side.
And yeah, that explosion could cause you to lose momentum. Anyway, that's good that I showed you that, I guess. So that's how I do it. So with this one, like I said, I showed you where to park, I showed you where to throw the grenade. As soon as you let go of the grenade, hold LT, like hold X to get into the ghost or whatever button you use. Hold boost and jump.
Far side.
Boost and jump will, that was not the best launch, but you can see I've still made it across. So yeah, it's just hold boost, hold jump, and just drive straight into your grenade. So if you throw your grenade a bit to the side, you make a bit of a mistake. You need to drive in that direction. You want the grenade to be lined up with the center of the ghost. You should make it fairly easily. Now when you do this, you're going to land here. You might be tempted to boost straight up here and continue the level. There is a trigger that you need to hit. So this is what makes the waterfall launch faster than the right side launch. Is with the right side launch you have to backtrack. So you need to boost, just go past this bush to about here. And this is where the trigger is. Checkpoint comes in. Now if I drive up here, I will get enemy spawns. So if you don't get any enemies here, or in the next section, then you've missed this trigger. Just make sure that you go and hit that trigger. Yeah, that's it basically. Those are the 2 launches. Hopefully I've covered everything that you need to know regarding those. Like the safe strats of killing the Wraith, and hiding behind the ramp to de-aggro the Wraith also. Killing the ghost if you want to take it slow. Apart from that, that is Delta Halo ghost launch. Okay, so for the Cairo hangers, first of all you're gonna have a plasma pistol. You can pick one up from the grunts on the way to the first hangar. So you want to be overcharging your plasma pistol on the way in. Jump forward and plasma pistol the elite. Noob combo him. So you want to land on these boxes where I land here. Kill the elite on the way. You can kill any grunts that are also in sight, because what's required to spawn the first wave is 1 grunt and the elite to be dead. So yeah, just jump, overcharge, VR. Sometimes that will happen. So if he's mid climb animation, the plasma pistol will hit the box instead of hitting him, and you won't get the kill. So after you kill him, look up and just spam BR into the tubes. Reload after the first tube, and repeat for the second tube. Should kill 3 grunts and an elite on both waves, and then once they're all dead, clean up any remaining grunts. I was pretty unlucky there. I had 3 grunts still alive. Usually your marines will take out 1 or 2, and just hope that they're not hiding. If they're hiding, they will be behind the boxes. So once they're dead, you want to look out this window until the ship starts to explode, at which point you can turn. Okay, so once you cleared the hangar, jump here, grab an SMG and 3 frag grenades. Come over here and jump to grab 4 plasma grenades. The entire time you're doing this, you want to be looking towards the other ship out the window. So if you don't look at it, the explosion will be delayed and you won't be able to continue. So after it's exploded, this door will pop off and you can run through here to progress with the level. Okay, so progressing to Hangar 2, I just got a checkpoint here so I can show you. You won't get this checkpoint in full game easy. This is only because I decided to kill these enemies so that I could show you what to do. So, run in here. First of all, kill the 2 grunts that are on the turrets. They'll always be there. Sometimes your marines might kill one if you're lucky, but always kill these guys first. Throw a frag right where I threw that sticky grenade. I unfortunately have sticky grenades out. Switch to frags now. So throw a frag here. It'll usually kill a grunt and hopefully get an elite weak. So we got really unlucky. This elite can be blue or red. I don't know what the odds are, to be honest, but he's a high majority of the time he will be blue. Okay, so yeah, I throw a frag here, throw another frag trying to get the elite. So we killed a couple of grunts, we now killed the elite. Once the elite's dead, that's when this wave will spawn. I throw a plasma right here, and for the second wave I throw a frag. So that was a bit fast, but basically what happens is once you kill one grunt and the first elite, the first wave will spawn. Again, it's an elite and 3 grunts. Once that dies, a second wave will spawn, which is again elite and 3 grunts. So focus these guys. Grenade to try to kill some grunts. Grenade onto the elite himself, get him weak. And then plasma nade for the first wave. Then immediate frag for the second wave. And then any remaining grunts you want to clean up. So that's the way the world record holder clears this hangar. I also clear it the same way. Some people will only use 1 frag initially and then use 2 frags for the waves to kill them in the tunnel. But I think this is probably the easiest and also fast way of doing this. He actually survived there. So you can, if you do mess up, you can just again for the second wave use a plasma grenade. And just look for any grunts. They'll often hide either here or here. So once you get this dialogue, you know everything's dead, and then you can progress with the rest of Cairo Station. Okay, so the ending to SI. First of all, these tubes, if you double tap crouch right before the end of them, you can maintain speed. Messed up there. If you don't crouch at the end of the final tube here, you'll get a checkpoint, as I just did. This, if you get the checkpoint far enough back in the tube, you can change your seed here. So if you don't get spawners, you can change it by having different inputs, and you will get different spawners each time. So I'm going to try to show you what you can do for each set of spawns, how to get across to the other side of the canyon using sword tricks. Okay, so first spawn I'll talk about is this carrier here. You can sort of do a fly like that. That wasn't the perfect, but basically I position myself next to the tree. So instead of flying directly to the carrier, I redirected slightly off the tree, put me closer towards the cave. You got the same spawns again, so I'll attempt it again. And then if you get this carrier spawn, you can attempt to sword cancel. What other spawns can we get? So this guy is a common spawn. On H2A and Vista, you can cancel off of him across this gap, like I just did there. That is the easiest way to do it. It is possible to fly off him, but you need to be fast or slow. So I choked my inputs there. Let's try again. If you mess it up, that's what happens. You'll mid-air stop because he's a moving target. So if I can get the spawn close to the tree again, basically the guy that's moving, for the second that he spawns, he's stood completely still. So if you fly immediately as the door opens, you can fly over him without getting a mid-air stop. So that's what I'm going to try to do here, if I can actually get this spawn. There you go, perfect. So that's the fastest strat you can do here. If you fly off him immediately, you can come all the way to where I'm. So I think I covered the 4 main strats you'd be doing here. The redirect the tree carrier, the carrier behind this rock, the sword cancel off the tree guy, or the instant fly off the tree guy also. So once you get to the other side, you want to progress through the cave. So in the cave, there is always 3 flood forms. You can grenade them like so. Sword any remaining. So now once you get into this section, there is 5 flood. They spawn in random spots. There's usually a couple here or 1. There's 2 to 3 around these boxes, and there's 1 or 2 by the other hole. So as soon as you get into this area, you immediately want to kill these 5 flood. Because as soon as you kill these 5 flood, it triggers a dialogue with Halfjaw. Once he completes the said dialogue, we go into the final wave fight. So you want to, I got a nice checkpoint here. You want to kill these 5 as fast as possible. So ideally you want to, so there's going to be flood basically coming from behind you, following you through the cave. Obviously there's a lot of flood in the previous section that we ignored. So you want to see how his dialogue started. He says Arbiter. So all these guys are coming in now. So if I don't kill these 5 fast enough, so before the reinforcements come in from the previous section, you can easily get yourself confused between who was in the initial 5 and who wasn't.
What are you doing?
Killing the initial 5 is important. Killing these guys isn't. So once you get the dialogue, you're going to stand around here, close to Halfjaw. If you're behind him, like up there, he won't finish his dialogue, you won't get the next flood spawns. So once you've killed the first 5, once you've initiated and completed Halfjaw's dialogue, kill the flood that have come from the previous section, and then the wave fight will begin. The wave fight will begin regardless of whether you kill these guys or not. I suggest killing them before the waves start coming in. So check your radar. For the wave fight itself, I'm not going to show myself doing it. I'm just going to talk you through it. So there is 6 places where the flood can spawn. On this hill, in any of these 4 holes, or at the top of here. So you're going to have 2 waves on easy. The waves can either be 2 flood, 4 flood, or 6 flood. It's completely random as far as we're aware. There is some patterns to which flood spawn where. For example, if you get the flood in this hole, you often get the flood up here. There is a sheet that I will try to link in this description, or an image, which shows you the combination of flood spawns. But essentially what you want to do is constantly look at your radar and just look between all the holes and between this tree and this area. As you see here, 2 guys just spawned in. You can get up here like I am doing, you can have a good vantage point of the entire map, or you can just kill them from down below. So once you kill the second wave, as I just did, even if there's only 1 flood left, the phantom should spawn in. After this, there should be 3 carriers remaining. If you stand next to the carrier and cause him to do this, and then throw a sticky onto him before he blows up, it will insta-kill all the popcorn. I failed to do so there, but I will show you it. Okay, so yeah, there's 3 carriers that you have to kill. Best way to do so is like that. If you stick them, jump back to make sure you're not next to the explosion, because the explosion will kill you with full shields. It is a grenade and a carrier explosion simultaneously, so that will do a lot of damage. To kill the 3 carriers, there's usually 1 hiding. Oh my god. the level just ended. There's usually one hiding where I just aimed. Check near the holes. There's one near the cave usually, and there can be one which is on the mountain behind the door, which I can show you at the start of this level. Yeah, so there can be a carrier up there also. So you can just rocket him, shoot him with a BR or carbine, or sword fly up and do the plasma nade strat that I showed. Once all three of those guys are dead, you want to stand in this region and just don't shoot or jump or melee, and just pray that the cutscene triggers soon and the level ends. The level ending is a bit odd. It will usually require you to kill all those carriers, but it can happen without, and even if you've killed all the carriers, it can be delayed. It's unfortunately a bit of a random section. So that's the ending to SI. Hopefully I explained everything you need to know, and you can just crack on with that now. Okay, so I'm going to show you Quarantine Zone, aka QZ. This jump isn't easy. You want to boost up, stop boosting, and then boost again. It allows you to maintain control the best, in my opinion. So stop boosting right as you hit the... So as soon as you start going up, then boost again. You should get the right angle. I don't really know what else to say for this. You just want to avoid that tree and make sure you're boosting so you make it across. So you drive around here. So hold the jump button to raise the nose of the ghost. You go up here, get to the top of the mountain. So you can either drop down slowly here, nice and easy, or I'll show you what I do, which is slightly faster but barely saves any time. So again, just boost roughly where I'm aiming here, hold the jump button the entire way, it saves a tiny bit of time. You boost in this direction, you can land. So if you boost directly towards the door, which you might be running, Jesus what a snipe. You might be wondering why did you just boost towards the door. Seriously, I can't move here. Okay. So yeah, you can't boost directly towards the door, otherwise you'll fall timer. So if you're going for a direct angle towards the door, just let go of boost, drop off nicely to here. If you're holding boost, you want to land over here. Okay, so yeah, if you just boost straight here, you can land here, no problem. It's a little bit quicker. So come down to here, you want to just aim right, aim left, flick boost a few times, then you get inside. So QZ has a few important triggers that you need to hit on the inside area. So obviously you're not really supposed to bring vehicles in here. This is supposed to prevent you, but the ghost can sneak through. So the triggers don't check for the player too often, because it doesn't think that you'd ever be moving fast enough to skip them. But with the ghost, we can go fast enough to skip triggers. So there's one trigger which is on this corner. So what I do to make sure that I hit the trigger is boost a little bit to the left and sort of hug the corner, slow down. So if you go wide on this corner, like so, you should always hit the trigger. As I did right there. So yeah, just boost, turn, make sure that you're nice and wide, and then you can boost again, and you will have hit the trigger and the enemies will have spawned. So because I was taking it slow, I got this checkpoint where I did. Assuming you're doing this nice and fast, you can see whether you got the trigger or not. At the top of this ramp, you will get a checkpoint. If you do not get the checkpoint, it means that you did not hit the trigger and the enemies are not going to be here. If the enemies are not here, you cannot complete the level. So go back down this ramp, come to this corner, and continue back up again. If you take it wide around the corner and let go of boost, like I do, as shown, you will always hit the trigger, and that will not be a problem. So that's the first trigger that you have to hit to complete the level. So once you get in here, you want to turn, aim into this tunnel, boost, and just tap the jump button as you're going over that edge. make sure that you keep your ghost nice and straight. Boost on through here. So once you get to here, you want to line yourself up with the middle, boost and hold the jump button, and you will get through. So apparently I went fast enough in the last section to skip the trigger in this room. So there is enemies that spawn in this room. I fortunately there went fast enough to avoid them. So this trigger is not important for completing the level. So if you skip this trigger, it is a good thing because the enforcers will not pick you up. Here they are. I went back and hit the trigger. You can just boost on past them. But this guy can kill you if you sit around too long. He will come and pick you up and one-shot you even on easy. So if you skip that trigger, be happy. It's a good thing. So once you get to this section, there's 3 ways you can go. You can go left, middle, or right. I suggest going right. It's the easiest way to go. You just do this. Middle and left are more IL strats. Middle is technically the fastest, but by far the hardest. So before game, just go right, like I do. Boost on down here. Boost on through here. And then we get up to this ramp. You want to bring yourself up, do a full turn, come up onto this edge, boost and hold the jump button to get your ghost over these boxes and into this room. You do not want to get yourself stuck here. Take it nice and slow if you have to. You will save time by taking it nice and slow and actually landing here than you would getting stuck in the boxes. So as you see in this room as well, I don't have any enemies because I skipped another trigger again. But this trigger again does not matter. If you don't have enemies in this room, it is a good thing. So again, your ghost. So you can boost a bit here. So the final trigger is here. It extends from the edge of this box down to about there. It spawns in these flood and the wraith around the corner. So this trigger again is important. You have to hit this trigger to complete the level. If you just boost over this like a madman, you'll skip the trigger, the wraith won't be there, and you cannot complete the level. So unfortunately I got a checkpoint here, but if you do go too fast, you look there, wraith, oh, it's not there. If it's not there, just turn around, place Arbiter up against this wall, just sit there for half a second, and the game will register that you've hit the trigger, and then you can continue. But ideally, what you want to do to make sure that you never have to deal with that is boost, slow down here, just drive off without boosting, and you will almost always give the game time to register that you've gone through the trigger. So yeah, just a little boost, and then unboost, drive straight forward, land here, the wraith should always be there, and then you can just boost on to the end of the level. There's not much to explain, it's just driving. Don't do that. There's a couple of hogs here. Just go right at the first one, left at the second one. Hold jump here, just as you go over that edge. Yeah, just boost around this corner, avoid the ghost if you get that spawn. It's not 100% spawn. And here you just want to tap boost on the straights and then turn where you can. Hold jump here again, just before you hit these ramps. Don't hold it the entire way, otherwise you'll slow yourself down. Just before you hit the ramps, just a little tap of the jump button. Allow you to maintain speed over the ramps. And that is QZ basically. I will show a lineup for the fly as well. So kill your allies. The reason we kill our allies is to prevent them from killing Flood. So we need the Flood to sword fly to the end of the level. Grab the Needler, it's the easiest weapon in the game to sword fly with due to the big reticle. Maybe only beaten by Fuel Rod and Rockets, but we don't have Fuel Rod or Rockets. So you grab a Needler, kill your enemies so that they don't kill any Flood. You want as many Flood alive as possible. Jump on this little wall, jump up here, again jump up here, and you just walk up this ramp until you drop. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, and we drop. We're now like sort of inside the gondola, I guess. You are invulnerable to the Flood up here, they can't shoot you, you can shoot them however, so try not to do that because you don't want to kill them. Now you just sit here until the end of the ride. It's 4.5 minutes. Once you get to the end, I will show you how to do the sword fly optimally. Okay, so we're finally approaching the end of QZ. So this fly is really important. If you do die on this fly, the last checkpoint you'll get, which isn't even 100% consistent, is way back there. It's about 50 seconds lost if you die on the fly. So don't mess this up. You don't have to go for this fly if you don't want. You can just jump off the end of the gondola and walk to the end of the level. But this is my lineup. The right side of my reticle sort of lines up with this smiley face looking thing on the floor. So the flood in the corner, I want him to line up with the leftmost pillar along the bottom here that I can see. I hold crouch. Once he lines up like that, I hit YXR and then mash X and jump. So reload and jump, X plus A. This allows me to get as much height as possible. You should land on top of this, as I did there. I jumped off of that, and obviously carry momentum all the way down to the store. You don't even need to jump. You can literally just press nothing, and you'll bounce off of it, carry momentum of the fly, and you'll land about here every time. So, yeah, my lineup makes it so you always hit this, which is a good thing, because it allows you to bounce and carry momentum all the way down to here. If you go over it, make sure that you're not crouching, because if you're crouching when you land on this surface, you can have too much momentum that you will splatter and die. So you want to bounce off that. You don't have to input anything once you gotten over the flood with an X and or reload and a jump. You can just bounce off of this down to here, or as I just did there, unintentionally to be honest, I mash jump way too long. You can actually jump off of it and land over here as well. And then you just walk to the end of the level. You can do a slide jump off this if you wish. Slide jump off this if you wish. And yeah, that's the end of QZ.